Hello and welcome to another episode of Jawjacking with James. This is a little thing I've been thinking about for a little while, and I want to make an episode about it. So there's more variety on the podcast for people to peruse. Keyword is that I'm gonna say like browse and peruse a lot in this episode because I'm gonna talk about much how I like to talk about how I like to browse and look through movie sections at stores or specialty stores that specialize in that. I have quite a thing where I like to just kind of just peruse your kind of collectibles and comics and toys, because I'm one of those huge dorks that likes to do that sort of thing, and that's fun to me, personally. I don't know who else enjoys that sort of thing, but the clear act of a person physically holding something they've been wanting to get or longing to get, or rediscovering that they couldn't get it before, but then they can get it now by finding it in like kind of a comic book store, or a re-release, or you find it in some other type of store that like might have them. I find that that's more enjoyable than just scrolling through pages online. I mean, that has its small benefits, but it takes the adventure out of going out and searching for these things. The age-old quote that has always stuck with me, if anybody's ever seen that '70s show where a character named Kelso spouts the legendary line of a collector never stops collecting. Of course, he's talking about girls' panties he's been taking, because that's something he does. But here I'm not talking about panties. I don't collect women's panties yet. But anyway, I'm more or less talking about collecting toys, figures, comic books, models, all that sort of thing. The things that are, a priority instead of talking to girls or actually making good relationships with other human beings. I'm talking about, just, going to a store, perusing through, the aisles and finding that one thing you've been looking for a while, or rediscovering something, or hearing that something was going to be released, and then you finally see it in store, and then you physically can hold it in your hand and take it home with you. Of course, after purchasing it, of course. That's one of the key factors, I'm not encouraging stealing here. Stealing is wrong. Anyway. But, I find that in, this modern age of online shopping, and things can come to your door within 2 days, which is, a good convenience, but there's still the experience of, going out and actually, leaving the house. That's an important factor. You gotta leave the house at least a few times a week, to get out there, and you actually do have to socialize with people. You're gonna have to get some people skills. Unfortunately. As bad as people are, you're not gonna get things without having to talk to at least a minimum of at least 2 to 3 people in your day. Unfortunately. But, you get used to that sort of thing. But I find that just for me personally, like whenever I go to mostly exclusively just Walmart, because it's just, there's one near my house and it has everything, but Lately, it's just on the outside of the holiday season. Like the shelves are usually all over the place and filled with garbage. Not like, well, some of it is garbage. Like really, they thought people were gonna buy this, and there's also garbage because actual garbage, not metaphorical garbage, because it's Walmart. And, Walmart has to have just some trash around for no damn reason. No, but if I wanted to actually just exclusively look at toys and collectibles and whatnot, and figures, I have to go to a specialty store. Uh, Free plug to Tate's Comics for being that place I can go and just look at stuff all day. They're in where I live in Florida. Uh, just a free plug for them. Great place. Have nice events. Um, they could definitely do with an expansion to their business, but that's just my opinion. I'm sure they're thinking about it all the time, but they could definitely use with more space. That's my only thing. There's also I also go to another small anime store. That's let me see what it's called again. Yeah, Serenian Anime. It's also another place to go to. I'm just doing a free plug for them. You know, not being sponsored or paid by them. I'm just giving them a free plug. They're in my area, and I enjoy going to their. I enjoy it, and I just like to go there and look at stuff, and occasionally I can buy things there, but mostly I can just be like, wow, sure would be nice if I could afford that. That usually comes up a lot. You see something with like a $400 price tag on it. It's like, whoa, if only I could afford that. Sure would be nice. It's that kind of thing. But for a little while, I used to go to Target to get find collectibles and stuff. But I guess they are just like, nah, fuck that, and just kind of just stopped doing it. And it's not like it's not still there, but it's mostly stuff is like, oh, I either have that, don't want that, or it's like, why is this even here? Like, why? Like some of it's just like, why do we need so much space for Funko Pops? I've never liked Funko Pops. I've never understood the necessity for them. I mean, they're dumb. They're just they're not even like it's one thing to have figurines. I can understand figurines. I know you can't play with them and stuff because they're meant to just be displayed, but it has the detail on them. With Funko Pops, they're just poorly detailed, black-eyed, fucking shitty figures, and I've never liked them since their inception. And I've never liked them. As you can tell, I don't like Funko Pops. This coming from someone who's spent a majority of their teenage, young adult, and full adult life collecting fucking toys, Legos, figurines, ships, model kits, all sorts of things, and put them up on shelves. And I fucking hate Funko Pops. And I've never understood them, but anyway, my rant and my hatred for Funko Pops. Yeah, I've noticed that there's been kind of a downward spiral of the general stores that aren't specialty for that sort of thing. Like, it's just, there's just stuff on the shelf. And I'm like, why would I want this? I don't want that. And, something to take into consideration, like a quarter of all toy sales are by adults like myself. And, it's, I'll probably find the article and, link it in my description, and probably when it's on YouTube, I'll definitely do that. I understand the sort of stigma about it. It's like you're an adult and you still play with toys and you collect toys. I'm like, yeah, why not? I look at it more as it's a hobby. I still do plenty of adult things. I mean, I'm recording right now doing my podcast, but before that I still had a full-time job, and I would prioritize making sure my car ran and I had food and I was paying my bills. But if I had just a little bit of money, of course I'm going to, buy something that will make me happy. And, whatever that might be, like a new Star Wars figure, one of the new Star Wars ships, a Lego set, what have you. As long as you moderate yourself, I don't think it's a problem. Some others might not like it, but it's like, do you have a hobby? It's like, this is my hobby. Just let me enjoy it. It's like, I mean, I could be spending this on, hardcore drugs and alcohol, but I only occasionally drink, and I don't do any hardcore drugs. Yet. But the important thing is that, you can still function as an adult and, indulge your side hobbies. I mean, I have a whole episode about, get a hobby. It's whatever it might be. As long as you're not hurting anybody and it makes you happy, go ahead and do it. Why not? But yeah, I'm of the mind of a kid who, when I was a kid, I only had like my my limited amount of toys that I used to play with, and of course, every Christmas, this is back in the 90s, we would get like the J.C. Penney's catalog, or I think we got a Macy's a few times, but I would just go right to the toy section and circle every toy, like, ooh, look at that, ooh, look at this, I want that, this, that. And my parents were just, they could do what they could, and in retrospect, I fully understand. Like, you just can't be buying every damn toy you see. That would be insane. But, as I got older, I understood it, and I only now just, it's like you can't, survive the week with a Lego set, or a comic book, or manga, or some TV series on DVD. You need to eat food, and it's only in retrospect you finally understand these things. But it's one of those things where with adulthood you learn not to be so kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Short-sighted, I guess, about certain things, or materialistic. That being said, I'm surrounded by toys and stuff, but me personally, it's more or less, this is just something I enjoy doing. But it's not always about having all those things. It's about working, like everything I look at, I'm like, I worked to get most of this here. So that's what makes it all better. Is like when you, like the reason why I have all this stuff, these things around me, is because I worked to get it. And it feels a little better knowing that like most of the stuff I see on my shelf is something I got. I do have a bigger collection, but that's in a storage unit, and some of that stuff I didn't buy. It was mostly gifts and whatnot, but you get what I'm saying. Like, when you earn something, like, when I worked my ass off to buy a PS4, or a little bit more recently, well, not as recently, but a couple of years ago, I worked to, get a desktop computer instead of always using a laptop. And a big one is always keeping my car going, which I'm still paying off several years later. But, that's adulthood coming in the way, and life. And, that gets in the way of things. But, we roll with the punches. But, but a bit of, like, just relaxation for me personally. I don't know if other people do this, like just looking up and down shelves of toys and being like, ooh, that looks cool. Ooh, I have one of those. Ooh, that looks like shit. I'm not going to buy that. And another thing that's always bugged me is, and this is a big problem with Star Wars, is that on one side you have, I think I burped there. My goodness. Excuse me. Pardon me for burping a little. I tried to hold it in. I thought I wouldn't be loud, but I see the little blip on my recorder. Yeah, it did. It did a little belch right there. Yeah. But anyway, my big problem right now is, I see Star Wars figures, and one of them's supposed to be the, cheaper, doesn't have as many posable parts, and it's meant to be for like kids. And then you have the other side to that, the more detailed figures that are meant for the collectors and adult collectors like myself. And they're side by side. Like, I understand that, but the price right now does not make sense. Like, at a time, I would... At one point, it was just like the cheaply made toys. Shouldn't they, be, I don't know, cheaper? Because, like, right now, like, where I live, they're like $10-12. And then the more detailed figures are like 20-24 bucks sometimes. And the small ones are like a little over 20. And I'm really like, how does that make sense? Like, shouldn't the cheap ones just be, like, cheaper than that? And even the detailed figures, sometimes they look kind of weird. And, like if it's a well-known character, like your Lukes, your Leias, your Han Solos, anyone where you get to see their face, their face looks weird. I don't know. That's just a personal thing with me. Like, only, like, the slightly bigger, like, rebranded Black Series figures actually look good. The smaller versions of them don't look as good. I don't know. That's just a personal thing with me. I think that and the series line, the Black Series, where they're like really detailed, nice figures of all of them. Those were always great. And like, it came out right in the middle when Disney bought Star Wars, and then they still continued it, and then they took it over eventually. And now all the figures are kind of off, and they have less stuff, like accessories with them. Like, they used to come with, like, like at least like one gun and one other thing, or if it was like a stormtrooper or a clone trooper or a rebel trooper, it had at least 2 guns with it. And now they don't. Sometimes they only come with one gun, or sometimes they don't even come with a gun. It's like how the fuck are you supposed to play with it then, or display it? or some shit like that. Like I have a few clone troopers. They only come with like one blaster, and they don't even have the longer blaster rifle. They just have the little blaster rifle, and frankly, that pisses me off. Like, what the fuck is up with that? Like me personally, it's I just like I just don't get why like they do that. Like it's like, and plus the packaging has completely changed. Like before, it was just they had a figure, clear see-through plastic, you could see it. Now they put them in like enclosed boxes, and it's like, can we see the figure? I mean, I know it's not a picture of it's on the box, but I actually want to physically see the figure. Is it too much to ask? I guess so. I mean, but it goes into a larger picture of just Disney just being like oh, fuck the customer. That's what it be like. Mickey's just fucking us all over. That's what I think. And well, well, that's a whole other thing I won't go into right now of how I feel about Disney and all the horse shit they're doing. And I'll go into a completely different episode about that. I'll just stick on topic of the short of for sure these of what I'm talking about right now of looking at shelves of stuff and scoping through and picking out stuff. But yeah, no, it just like it's a personal thing that bugs me, those first world problems, as you know. But yeah, no, I just never got why they're like, let's say we're trying to reduce plastic waste by making a whole bunch of plastic figures, some of whom are not popular characters. And a lot of fans would know what I'm talking about, like, your certain characters that rhyme with Rava from the Obi-Wan series, just a god-awful character. And like, let's make as many of those as possible, and shocker, none of them sell. And now most of them are sometimes 80 to 90% off in store. Or, some of the other characters from, the sequel trilogy, like, oh wow, Rear Admiral Holdo, one of the most annoying and, not cool characters ever in Star Wars. Yeah, let's make as many figures as that as possible. But, that's just a personal thing with me. I never understood. It's like, oh, Han Solo? Nah, nobody likes him. Let's get this other guy in the back that we've only just named right now just to sell a toy. Yeah, that'll work. But that also digs into my whole problem with the sequel trilogy. I should another episode entirely for that too. But yeah, that's my thing, and but it just if you're getting your earlier stuff from like your generally mainstream kind of grocery / department stores, then I would encourage going to like one of the specialty like anime or comic book stores, or just dedicated nerd centric stores, as it will, and get your stuff there. It's usually better. You can probably make new friends. That's always good. But yeah, that's me for now. Gonna have to just yeah, I think I'll just cut it off here and move on to the next one. Gonna try and get another episode in tonight, so there's more out there for people to enjoy. At the moment, I've gotta keep my all. Where am I at right now on Podcaster? I gotta keep my 3 followers in the know about what I'm doing. Gonna try to push that to 4, maybe even 5. Maybe get into some double digits, like 10 or so. If to those who listen, just get the word out there. The good word. The good word that Jaw Jacking with James has a new episode, and you can listen to him talk about dumb shit for sometimes as much as an hour if he needs to. But let me just end it off here, and I want to thank you for listening, and hopefully I've influenced you to do something positive. That's what really matters. Anyway, you have yourself a good day, listener, and give me a follow, share me around. Word of mouth always helps. Hey, there's this great guy, Jaw Jacking with James. Great guy, great guy. Sounds like he smokes a pack of Marlboros every day, and yeah, give him a shot. That sort of thing. Anyway, you have a good day. See you around. Follow, spread, all that good jazz. Bye-bye.